My a-10 Warthog is now sunk, and oh god. Oh my god, no! So as you guys clearly saw, we just lost our a-10. It's kinda gay. Because the a-10's pretty badass. It sucks that we lost it. But let's go ahead and call Pegasus and call in an Mi-35, and I'm just gonna go ahead and hop in one of those, and then I guess I'm coming home. Oh, well, it's all the way over there. Well, that kind of sucks. Well, looks like we're gonna do things the easy way. I'm gonna spawn in a buzzard. I wonder what these innocent people think of seeing military hardware being transported right in front of them. We should probably call Morris Mutual and replace the a-10. By the way, I might make a video discussing the a-10 Warthog and what I think about it. Oh man, but all I know is I got an a-10. So anyway, some people may or may not know from watching my channel, I take pride in owning a lot of military vehicles. I take pride primarily because I play games like War Thunder and stuff like that, where I'm just very interested in, you know, these type of vehicles. So far all I have is the Bell UH-1. I'm not sure exactly what type of Bell UH-1 this is, or it's better known as the Huey, and the thing's amazing. And I have the wonderful Mi-35 here, and this thing is just mighty. I like it. And what I'm presuming to be the F-35, I'm presuming this right here is the F-22 Raptor. Though, to be honest, I'm pretty sure this could be something else as well. I may be wrong on that. I'm about to look at the F-22 Raptor real fast. I'm honestly not sure what this is then. Because clearly the F-22 Raptor has a different exhaust system, completely different, and the front of it looks exactly different. I said exactly different. That's funny. So I'll be honest, I really don't know what this is or what this is supposed to be. The main reason I can guess is that right there is the F-35. Mainly it's a VTOL jet or a vertical takeoff and landing, so has that feature that the F-35 has. It just has that design. I kind of want to make this like a matte black or a matte gray. If I can only change like the windshield colors here. For the cockpit, I would change it to be orange. So. That just looks, that shit just looks mean, bro. But awesome. Alright, time to customize the A-10 a little bit more. Now we can go ahead and add a livery. I don't think it's necessary to, but I mean you can do it anyway. You can add bombs, if that's your guys' thing. And countermeasures. I think countermeasures work a lot better. But it will cost up most of my money. Alright, I figure that would be way more important than anything else. Mainly because that's kind of gay. The only other vehicle I could really ask for, in my opinion, would have to be the, what's it called, alright. So, we got players now. This thing's well equipped, I'll be honest, man. Yeah, because now we have flares and other systems. This is fucking amazing. I think it's worth every penny. Not really. The cannon kind of sucks. I mean, it's just your standard cannon, right? But that's not what makes this thing worth it, though, if you guys are trying to buy it. What makes it worth it is the barrage missile. The barrage missiles. So it's like, boom, like a missile barrage. So, yeah, you get that, and that's basically badass. It's the whole point of the entire thing. This is actually not even a cannon, it's an explosive MG with the fire rate of a cannon. So that's kind of the takeaway here, in my opinion, right? Because if it were the cannon, it would be like typically 1 or 2 shot to the body. This thing is juggernauts, man. Compared to this thing, man, juggernauts can take so many rounds from this thing, man, and make this thing look like a toy. Kind of sad to believe, but it is true. The only other vehicle I would actually kind of want to buy is the a-10, or you may know it better as the Apache. It's, I believe, called the F-something Hunter in the game, by, you know, what it's called in game, but we obviously know it's the Apache, so. But the A-10, man, this thing is just so iconic, man. We've been using this thing since the 1970s, and it's just totally worth every... Oh my god, that was not a smart idea. Anyway, we go on to here and go down to the FH1 Hunter, and this is kind of the flaw here. It's a $4 million range. It's kind of expensive. If I want it, I'm gonna have to work hard for it again. I'm gonna have to work hard for another aircraft, but no, I already have a yacht and a golden jet, mind you. I own a golden jet. Watch it, we'll call it the lecture jet, or the deluxe jet, or whatever. Let me go down to Pegasus. I will make a review for all my jets and shit eventually if you guys are interested in it. I give you my thoughts and opinions on it. But to be honest with you guys, yeah. One flaw I have with the A-10 is you can't call it in through Moore's Mutual. It's your own personal vehicle, so when you buy it, you're gonna have to go ahead and go into your hangar and then get it that way, which isn't that much of a problem, but you can't call it in the convenient way. So you can't call it in, which kind of makes the laser and the Hydra more advanced. Not advanced, but it gives them more quality to life features. So I don't know, it's whatever. Oh yeah, and I'll tell you why I bought the the A-10. Actually, why don't I just show you guys? So right now it's just kind of on sale. It's on sale for $2 million, and normally it's $3 million. And I figured that $2 million is, very much different than the current price of it. So I mean, having it for $2,280,000 compared to actually $3,800,000. $3,800,000 is kind of overpriced for what you get, in my opinion. I've seen videos of them testing it on Juggernaut armor, the cannon, and it just kind of sucks. The Juggernaut can take multiple cannon hits, and it leaves you to wonder, well, what are the odds of me hitting a Juggernaut, a small man-sized target at 800 feet, and while doing a strafe run, where I'm not even trying to concentrate on where I'm hitting, I'm concentrating on where I'm flying. That's what strafe runs are. It's kind of questionable in my opinion, but like I said, I don't know. I'm gonna get very in depth in my opinions on aircrafts, man. I kind of want to start reviewing aircrafts for GTA, strictly aircrafts, not vehicles. Or cars, actually, is what I'd classify cars as. Mainly because in this game there are X amount of cars, and there's only X amount of aircrafts that are weaponized, and weaponized aircrafts are really expensive aircrafts to let you know what should you buy. I've honestly, I know how to make the money in the game. If I didn't, then I wouldn't have this insane, where's my stats at? This insane $200 million income. And I'm still willing to make more. Like, bro, I've played this game for a while now, and I'm not gonna stop. But more importantly, it's not even just about the whole you know, what's the coolest, the more badass vehicle. It's about how it all depends. If you're gonna ask yourself, hey, I want to get into aircrafts now, okay, well, you're talking aviation. It's a whole nother conversation. It's not buying a commercial aircraft. It's not buying another apartment. This is a big investment, and you know, it's a lot bigger than what you might think. And the reason I say that like that is mainly because, right, you have an aircraft now, and now you can get an aircraft hangar to store your aircraft, and then it becomes a personal vehicle, right? That's a whole other thing, because now you can call them in some cases you can't. Most cases with aircrafts, you know, you can typically call them in if they're your personal vehicle, though some personal vehicles you can't, including the a-10, which I've displayed in this video, or this stream, or whatever this is. I'm pretty sure I'm 99.9% sure that this is a stream. But, anyway. So, yeah. But back to what I was saying, when we're talking aviation, we're talking a whole nother language. You're talking like, you're gonna be willing to spend tops 3 to 4 and above as far as mil goes. Like, so you're gonna spend $3 million on a standard jet, and I mean, let me just park this bad boy. Let me just sort of display to you kind of what I'm talking about here. So my aircraft collection alone probably costs, you know, at least 10 million. Well, actually, considering it may be costing 20 million, because I actually have a golden jet, which is the most expensive item in the game, actually. So the golden jet in the game is 10 million, I believe. Yeah, 10 million. So now we go down to WARTHOG. So let's continue the conversation. Alright, so we have the a-10, which off the base price is $3,800,000. Almost 4 million, almost. So I mean, that's pretty standard price here, is what you're going to end up noticing here. This thing is 3 million standard price, so the trade price brings it down to 2,800,000, which is very close to 3 million. This thing is 6,500,000. Simply, this thing is extremely expensive, and you know, it's kind of worth it, kind of isn't. It's in that ballpark where it all depends on the person using it and their skill. The Apache starts off at 4 million, which is a very expensive price in my opinion, of course. But 4 million for the Apache is kind of a bit unreasonable. But on the other hand, you know, it's an Apache. It's whatever. But the trade price is even high with the $3 million trade price. It's pretty high. Furthermore, the Akula is about 2,780,000. So, or 85,000 to be exact. But that's the trade price. That's not the legit price. So it could be higher, could be 3 million something so and so. But I mean, it's pretty close to 3 million. So you're gonna, plus that's not even accounting for upgrades. So you can spend well over $3 million on this vehicle alone. So I mean, you can kind of see what I'm talking about here now, right? It's a lot of these are in a $3 million ballpark, and it's go big or go home. I don't even know what this is supposed to even be, to be honest with you, but this thing is worth 3 million, 2 million something base price. 3 million to 4 million. Base price here would be 3,600,000, and the trade price would be 2,750,000. That's 2,750,000. That's pretty close to about 3 mil. This thing is $5 million, the Bambushka. And, you know, I don't even know what the fuck this is even supposed to be, realistically. But, down to $4 million, so you're spending over the standard $3 million price range. Same thing here with the Tula. You end up spending $5 million down to $3,890,000. That off the top is already very, very close to about $4 million. And considering all the upgrades, liveries, paints, I'm pretty sure you can add in all these countermeasures and shit. You can spend well over $6 million possibly with this thing if you don't get the base price with the Tula. And I think that's just way overpriced for what you get. You get a tilt rotor aircraft, which is pretty cool, but it's whatever. Down here to the V-65 WARTHOG, which is supposed to be, I believe, a MiG-17. Yeah, this is definitely like a MiG-17. So the MiG-17 cost off the base price $4,788,000. It's pretty close to about $5 mil. So you get what I'm saying, man. It's very expensive industry, and you know, it's just very expensive. No way of getting around that. Even back in the day, and consider this for a topic one day to discuss with your friends. Back in the day with the heists, this was $3 million, and that's back in the heists. Now, that wasn't impossible to do, so long as you guys ran all the heists 7 times or whatever, have enough money to buy everything in the game, pretty much. But I mean, consider that the Valkyrie, which is a pretty mediocre helicopter, it's only good if you have all 4 people in there. Which actually the Valkyrie is the WH-1 or the Huey, and that is on sale for about $2,850,000. I don't believe you can spend that much extra, mainly because it's just liveries and paint jobs. In my opinion, I'm not too positive on that though. The Savage, or the Mi-35 Russian Hind, is about $1,950,000, which in my opinion is your best bet, best option, best choice, best whatever. This is $1,750,000, and this is a Navy SEAL type compact helicopter, you know. So in my opinion, the Savage is one of the most inexpensive and greatest vehicles to obtain. Man, if I had the sell price of $2 million for this thing, I would go for it, man, because it's a very expensive vehicle right here that we're talking. This thing's very expensive, and I paid the full $5 million on this thing. This thing is Kit from Knight Rider, if you guys are unaware or have been living under a rock your whole lives. But yeah, man, Kit, this thing is amazing, you know. This is Kit from Knight Rider, man. How are we gonna argue with that? It doesn't talk though, or it doesn't drive itself, but still, it's fucking amazing. It'd be kind of cool if you can just like call your phone and have Kit as a contact, and then just say, hey Kit, pick me up, and the car just like spawns in and drives to you. You know, so you don't have to drive to it. It'd be kind of fucking badass, in my opinion, but they'll never do that. That's kind of retarded though, but kind of cool. Anyway, there's not that many tanks in the game to really talk about, but there is a lot of helicopters and aviation, and that's kind of what I'm trying to talk about now. Mainly because aviation is just one of those things where it does have a point. Now, the other aviation place to talk about is right here. This is the commercial airlines type. This is the commercial aviation here. I'm gonna say it. The only thing truly interesting here is the Annihilator. This thing is weaponized. Yes, sir, Bob. This thing has 4 miniguns. Just quite a bit, but the thing kind of sucks. So there's still some aviation you can buy. this thing is definitely overpriced for $1,855,000. This thing is on sale for less than $1 million, maybe that $800,000. This is a great entry-level helicopter. It teaches you the fundamentals of how helicopters operate in this game, and it's a very inexpensive way to get into it and to start your collection. But definitely do not pay full price unless you're getting a discount. Well, then you're not paying full price at all. The Titan, this thing kind of sucks. It's just a Titan. What else was I gonna say? Nothing else truly has, yeah, none of these other vehicles are truly weaponized. Yeah, none of these are truly weaponized except for the Annihilator. I'm not even supposed to, what is it supposed to be, a Black Hawk? I hope they do make another Black Hawk, I guess, you know, one with like a cannon on it. You know, maybe I'll review the yacht one day, or other luxury vehicles and properties and stuff like that in the game. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I think it would be very interesting to start reviewing and giving my input on things so I can talk a lot. That's kind of, I don't know. I have an a-10 Warthog now. I mean, this thing can make some extremely swift and daring turns and dips and dives and shit, which is kind of interesting. I don't know, man. There's a lot to talk. I could talk about this aircraft all day, so I don't know. I would really like to make a review about it because there's a lot of aspects and facets that make a review a review. And I don't think you're being honest if you don't mention all of them. Mainly because, well, you know, if you don't mention one of at least 3 things, and that would be price point, you know, how much it costs, and you know, its commercial value, you know, one compared to other aircrafts, and the features when compared to other aircrafts. It's always about what makes this one better than this one, and why you should buy it, if it's worth the extra price, if it is worth more, or if it's worth less. You know, these kind of things are the fundamentals of a review, and so I don't know. You know, personally, I think that the a-10 Warthog is a very, very badass aircraft. It looks good. It's clean. The cannon, I've done research, is very weak when it comes down to individual targets, but it does make the ever so satisfying a-10 Warthog sound, and I will display that for you in the video, well, in the stream, whatever. Okay, that's the game. Let me whip out my phone. Alright, now just listen. Oh shit. Hang on just a second. As you guys actually saw back there, that was a feature I kind of wanted to display. This thing can take kind of a little beating here. So for inexperienced pilots, man, this may be a fantastic option for those risky, inexperienced pilots that aren't truly good at it, but at the same time want to get better. This is a great way to get interested in it. Alright, so here you go. I don't know if you heard that, but that was a quick shred.
Right off your nose.
Ugh.
Forces on the ground. This is the a-10 Thunderbolt II, better known to its legions of fans as the Warthog. While it can be equipped with a wide variety of today's most sophisticated weaponry, the Warthog is, and always will be known for one rather distinct feature.
That's the fucking sound.
Always a welcome sight.
Listen.
Allied forces on the ground. This is the a-10 Thunderbolt II, better known to its legions of fans as the Warthog. While it can be equipped with a wide variety of today's most sophisticated weaponry, the Warthog is, and always will be known for one rather distinct feature.
So that's the sound of its cannon. Does it sound like that in the game? Fuck no. It has a similar sound effect. I'm glad that Rockstar took the links to add this sound effect into the game. But it's not as accurate as I would want it to be. But that's just that. But the fact they added it is a good feature. But is it realistic? No, and you know, it doesn't have to be, but in my opinion, if I'm going to review it, for some people that are really big fans of the a-10 and just want it in the game and are familiar with the whole cannon, you know, the cannon sound, that may be kind of a drawback. Whereas a game like, let's say for instance, War Thunder, by the way, at this point in time, War Thunder does not have an a-10 Warthog. But that doesn't mean that there are mods out there. But let's just say a game like War Thunder were to, let's say, adopt the a-10 Warthog, then the a-10 would most likely have a more realistic cannon sound. But the fact that they added a cannon sound to begin with, to add a unique weapon to this thing is kind of cool. So, I guess this is my review for the a-10. I don't know, I'll make a more solid one that's just the review. As you guys can clearly see, this thing just looks insane. It kind of looks like a spy plane, if I'm not going to lie to you guys, from the way that the, you know, setup is. I don't know, it just reminds me of like a spy plane setup, but it's not. It's obviously combat superior. It's actually air-to-ground combat. This thing is not meant to go air-to-air combat. This thing is simply just for, you know, assaulting the ground. So that does not mean that you just whip out the turret and just spray anything in the air. It's primarily why the cannon is kind of facing down, so that when you slope, that's why it's in the nose. That's why when you slope down, it's a direct barrage of bullshit heading their way. This thing is definitely, you know, air-to-ground combat. This thing's not air-to-air combat. So, because of that, I'm going to go ahead and say that the missile system is for air-to-air combat, because it has a homing mechanism. Or it's from taking out vehicles from air to ground. Currently, at this point in time, the amount of SAM turret defense systems, or the surface-to-air missiles, they're clearly not really that capable of taking many aircrafts down in the game currently. The thing I can think of is like the anti-aircraft trailer and a couple of other really wonky ass fucking things. Now, the anti-aircraft trailer, I believe, has a SAM turret system and not flak cannons. Some people told me in the past that, hey, these are flak cannons, and I'm like, okay. I go look at it, and realistically, they're not flak cannons. They are surface-to-air missiles. And so, if they were flak cannons, then they would explode, and then the shrapnel from the explosion would penetrate through the aircraft. And of course, this game does not have or account for shrapnel. So, currently in this game, there is not that many ways to really take this thing out, especially when considering these homing mechanisms can easily be taken away from the fact that you can just do this, and then they're done. So, and if they're launching hundreds of missiles at you, just go ahead and blast a couple of those and you should be good. And of course, just do not do what I just did. And that was kind of retarded, actually. But yeah, no, in my opinion, the a-10 Warthog is a pretty solid aircraft. It's not the greatest in the game, by any means. Mainly because its only distinct feature is a cannon sound and the fact that it's an a-10 Warthog. So it's kind of like, what's the point of owning this? And I would say that's up to you. For whatever reason you decide that you want an a-10 Warthog, maybe you're a fan of it, maybe you're like, hey, this looks pretty cool, or you're a new person trying to get into the whole aircraft thing and don't want to buy an entry-level aircraft, you know, because there's not many out there, if I'm going to tell you the sad truth. There's really not. The big problem with it is that when you go buy a entry-level aircraft, what are we looking at? We're looking at aircrafts that are not jets, because jets are in that $3 million range. So you may think of something like like this, for instance, right? I'm not even sure what this is supposed to be. I'm pretty sure this is a wannabe Mustang, but I'm not sure. But this thing is very yeah, man, this thing is really that entry-level, you know, combat plane. But I'm telling you, man, if you're trying to spend, if you have the budget to spend more, and let's say right now it's on sale for $2 million, would you buy this? Because that's a very cheap way to get into the lineup of aircrafts in the game. And I think it's a pretty good entry-level one, because like you guys saw, that this thing took direct hits. It flew directly into that oil area or whatever the fuck I hit earlier, and totally survived. And we were totally fine, and it kept flying pretty normal. But the flip side of that is that it's pretty expensive, and the cannon kind of sucks. But it does have barrage missiles. Oh yeah, by the way, barrage missiles. Not many aircrafts in the game actually have barrage missiles, to my knowledge. In the game there are, I believe the Apache has them, but other than that, it's kind of just, you know, it's kind of just a feature that the a-10 has, and I think it's kind of lame that they put it on that. And I'm fine with the weapon system on any other aircraft in the game, despite it being on an aircraft. So, in my opinion, if it exists on something, we should be able to put it on something else. Am I right? Alright, I'm pretty sure I'm right. But yeah, man, you know, I think when you look at the A-10 Warthog with the knowledge that you need to really decide if it's yours, you really have a couple of key interest points. One being that it is a very, you know, it's pretty expensive for what it is, especially when considering that it's 3,800,000. I mean, let's think about that price, right? For 3 million, almost 4 million, you can buy pretty much any other aircraft in the game. Almost. Not really, I take that back. You can buy a lot of other things besides the A-10 Warthog with that kind of cash. And you can buy the more advanced F-35, which, by the way, has VTOL, which is vertical takeoff and landing, which is a feature that not everything in this game has. I'm pretty sure that that's the only VTOL jet in the game. I'm pretty sure.
Let's get his bird some wings. What's the vision here?